Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to build a Nissan GTR Skyline R34 Nismo, the 1998 model in TinkerCAD. So this is like lots of the other videos we've been doing, and yeah, go check those out if you haven't seen them yet. So as you can see, this is what the model looks like in real life. This is what the front is, and this is the back. So we're gonna get started. Alright, so first, drag a box in the middle of the work plane. So we're gonna make this Nissan blue, so I'm just gonna set it to this color. Alright, so I'm going to cut off the front part so that it's so it looks like kind of slanted, like you can see on the actual thing. By the way, guys, the finished product is going to go on our TinkerCAD, so just link in description below. And so if you want to skip to the end, you can just see the finished model, which we're going to upload onto the actual TinkerCAD itself. So I'm going to duplicate this block, and then I'm just going to reflect it here, so I can put it on this side of the yeah. So that's basically a very rough estimation of what the front looks like. So first, this top bit, I'm just going to make this really thin. There, we're going to combine these two, so it's a bit bigger in real life, so I'm just going to very slightly enlarge it and make it go in a little further at a very slight radius. We're gonna make it a little larger than that actually, and make it go a little further. There we go, and then the bottom part, which is obviously going to be much bigger. And there we go, that's the front part done. So we're just going to do these little side parts and then the front splitter. Alright, and now we're gonna do the the front lights quickly. So to do that, I am going to just get a sphere and make it more into an oval. It doesn't exactly fit, so we're just going to cut a tiny little bit off from the front here, just from the side brick. Perfect, so we're just going to add that onto the other side. There, so that's the first front light. I'm going to put this onto the other side. And that's basically most of the this part done. So we're just going to quickly add those lights in, which we haven't added before. So we're just going to make it very small so it can go in that corner. And then I'm going to copy it and make this one a solid version so I can just pop it in after. There. So yep, now the front splitter. So obviously it's not stuck to the ground. So I'm going to raise this up a little. And then I'm going to get a block. And I'm going to drag it across and lift it up. So it looks something like this. But we don't want it to protrude that much. We want it to be slightly curved, like in the design, in the actual photo. So I'm just going to make this a little higher. Add a slight radius so it curves like this. And then make it a bit taller. And make it black. There. Let's make it go down a little bit. And there, now I'm going to move it in. And just get rid of the edges. There, so that's basically the front of the car done. We'll add a bit more on there later. So yeah, I'm just going to add the final, as you can see in this photo, there is a kind of line there. And then of course we'll add all the badging and the GTR stuff at the end. Just gonna give that a black trim. That'll look nice. There you go. I think that's done now. So we're gonna move on to the back and one in the middle. Okay, so now we're gonna start work on the actual body. So you can see in the photo it's like this. So I'm gonna drag a box, and this is just gonna be temporary so we can get the size of, well, the scale, just to see if we're getting everything correct. So obviously the bonnet is much longer, but we will actually do that part now. And we're just gonna cut off the edges a little so that it kind of gets slanted. swivel it this way. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it first this way and then this way. I'm going to duplicate it and reflect it across, and then copy it onto the other side. There, and so that's the actual bonnet part. We don't need any of the rest of it, so I'm just going to cut all of it out. And obviously the bonnet isn't that long, and it's very slightly curved, so I'm just going to make it a little bit shorter. And I'm going to very slightly tilt it just a few degrees. 3 degrees should work. And there's the bonnet. Perfect. We're going to make that blue, like the rest of the car. And then we're going to add the actual part here. So as you notice, there's going to be obviously have to be tires. So I'm going to make a hole there, and then I'm going to copy the tires. And so we've had some requests about how to make the tires. I find my tires in the shape library. Go to vehicles and machines, and then you can find them all here. And also, I sometimes can get them off other pre-made ones on TinkerCAD by other users. And so if you need tires for like a Lamborghini, you can always look up Lamborghini tires, and there should be some available. So I've got my tires from a TinkerCAD project. So here they are. That should be about right. So I'm going to make this the front part, so we're just going to extend this a little. So it kind of, we're going to have to make that whole shape, and I'm going to make this 22 and 22. That looks about right. And actually we're going to just move this out the way a little. And in fact, just kind of raise this a little bit. There, we're going to make this part blue as usual, and also going to cut this a little bit as in the actual thing. So I'm going to get a box, make it a little bit, and rotate it. Then I'm going to move it across and reflect it. Okay, so now I'm going to get a cylinder, and I'm going to, I always put the size on maximum so it looks most circle-like. Make this 90, and make it just very slightly larger. So we made this 22, so I'm just going to make this 24. There, and that's going to be where the wheel goes. Actually, I'm going to make this a little bit taller, so I can do this. So I'm going to make this into a hole, just slightly make it a bit larger, just to accommodate the wheel. there. And very slightly bevel. And then I'm going to copy and paste this over onto the other side. So, like this. Yep, that's pretty much right. So I'm now going to cut it out of this middle area. There, and so I'm going to then add the wheels into the areas. Actually, first I'm going to just drag a cylinder, add sides to max, set this to say 3, and then I'm going to flip it around, and this is going to act as the axle. I always like putting it in, even though it isn't strictly necessary. You can skip this step, but it just gives it makes it more authentic. Just going to make sure it's a perfect fit for the wheel. Just also going to copy and paste. Oh no, that's the wrong way. I'm going to duplicate it then, and I'm going to drag it over to the other side. Well, I like using the arrow keys instead of dragging it because it tends to be more accurate. Because sometimes you can move it off a little bit, and I reflected it the wrong way there. Well, I did reflect it the right way, but there we go. Quickly go to top view. Yeah, we're going to put this in a little bit. I think we should move it out a tiny bit. No, that works. Okay, so the next step is to just very slightly round off this corner. Duplicate it and go put it over to the other side. Select both of them using the Shift key and combine. There, that looks much better. So in the actual photo, then it continues into the main body of the vehicle, and then the end with the rear wing. So we're going to do this in 3 segments, really. The main body, the back, and then the kind of roof bit. And then the interior we can do last, and obviously that's optional, but if you do want to do it, I am going to show you how. So let's start by doing the middle bit. This is just going to be a big square, well, rectangle. We're going to improve this later, obviously, but this is just to show the main structure of the vehicle. And obviously make it blue. And then the back, which will be which will look something like this. So drag this over. So this is just a vague outline. I'm going to get rid of the back for now. That was just to show you. So we're just going to line it up to the very edge. And it kind of dips, so we're going to make it a little more jagged. So -3 degrees actually would suit it better. So that. Then we're gonna tilt this -4 degrees. Yeah, it goes back up again, so move this down a little. Okay, so it's still, we have to actually make it go down lower, and because if you see it like this way, it would be a tiny bit little bit. So we're just going to add 0.02, well, yeah, 2. Still touching a little bit, so 0.03, and it just cleared, so there. That's basically what it's going to, what this edge looks like. We're also going to just do the same thing, but if you get it like this way, just to round off the edges a little. I always like doing this part because you can't have flat edges, even if they look a bit curved, it's fine. I mean, flat. There. So there you go. Actually, you can see that this bottom part isn't going to work out. It has to be at the same level, so I'm going to just cut off this part. And I'm going to just add a little bit of a, I know it doesn't have this, but a kind of step art, just to make it look a little better. I'm going to make it dark blue to stand out a tiny bit. You don't have to do this, but I think the end part will look better if we do add it. There. We're just going to do 54.5. And there you go, that's the bottom step part. And obviously we have to clear the middle because this is where the passengers sit. Combine those, and yeah, that's where all the seats will go when we do this part later. And right now we actually want to do the doors. So the trick to the doors is not actually making them, obviously, but when you do it, you see TinkerCAD automatically resizes it to 0.01 because that's the smallest, and obviously you can't have 0. So what people tend to do is cut it like this. So it goes like that. We're going to make it a little bit shorter. Wait, we're going to keep it as a whole. I'm just going to duplicate it and put it onto the other side so that I don't have to repeat the entire process again for the other door. And then it's flat, and then it kind of rounds off. It's a bit tricky having to do this part, but I'll copy it and put it over to the other side. So this is going to be the flat bit before it tilts up. So now I'm going to copy this, select it all, so that it didn't exactly work. This has to be a little higher. I'm going to just raise them both up and see how it ends up. So there's actually a slight overlap, so just move these across. forgot to combine it with this one. That's it. And so, and then there's this part, and then it goes up again. So I'm actually going to just scribble here. So let's see. Yep, that's the gist of it. So 90 degrees. It's kind of annoying that you can't edit the, well, you can, but have to squeeze it. Actually, I'm going to ungroup these because I feel like we need to extend this part a little more. Didn't really get it perfectly. Okay, I'm gonna just make this 30. Yeah, that seems better. And then just select all of them as before. And that looks better. And now we just turn this 90 degrees. Just gonna make this a bit taller, 14. There, so that should work, I guess. Now we're going to do the door handles, so that shouldn't be too difficult. First we get a sphere, put the steps on maximum, make it a hole. Make it pretty small, so these are roughly, I'm going to make it a bit smaller even. Actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a box. That didn't affect it, so I'm just going to make this 20.3. Okay, 20.5. Nope, just we'll say 20.7 then. Yeah. In case you're wondering why, it's because it kind of has like a half door handle, with the top half being the pulley thing. And so I thought it would be a better idea just to first do the half so that you don't have to put another block in to act as the handle. If you watch the Dodge Challenger video, you'll see that's what I did there, but it took a bit longer. So Yep. There. So that's the handle done. And yeah, so now we're gonna just kind of, well, just make it look a bit better. We're gonna actually make this part lower because I feel like this should be a little taller. And a bit longer. Okay, and then now we're going to do the rear part. So, first I'm going to get a box, as usual. All projects start with a box. Do this. So, it's not too long, but it is a bit big. There, that should do the trick. The wheels are kind of in between those two segments. So, as I did before, I'm going to get a cylinder, put it on maximum sides. Come on. This dimension's 22 times 22, so 24 times 24 should work. No, it's 34. Okay, and then we're gonna turn this 90 degrees. So a problem that probably will show up is, yeah. I think that should be good. No, we're gonna have to put it in further. So I'm actually gonna put a box here, because otherwise you'll be able to see through the car, and obviously you don't want that. So we're gonna make this blue, give it a slight radius, and just combine these so it's not a problem. So I'm actually going to make this taller, like before. Well, I forgot to make this the color. Yeah, so we're going to move this in, make it a hole, duplicate it, put it on the other side. Let's see. Yeah, that should work. Actually, this should be moved up a little. Okay, move it up a bit more actually, because we don't want it to be on the same line as this part. I'm just going to extend that slightly. There. Yeah, that should work. I also have to remember to get the blue part if you guys added it in, because that will also have to be cut. Oh no, okay, so I forgot to actually select this part. Perfect. So I'm going to copy the wheel. I'm not going to put an axle here. In fact, you guys don't need to put axles, because I just realized that it's been messing this up. Oh no, that isn't looking that great. I'm going to make all the wheels a bit smaller, so 20, I'll say 21, just to accommodate so that they're all the same size. Alright, that works. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to put it on the other side. Oh, yeah. Also remember to reflect it this way. Alright, so we're going to, oh, I forgot about this final part. That's slightly annoying, but not too big of a deal. Okay, I wanted to give it a little bit of a radius so that it kind of curves, but too bad. I'm going to just, oh, I ungrouped it by accident. I'm going to group these, then I'm just going to add another one. Make it very thin so it doesn't affect the wheel part. By the way, if anyone is hearing this, thanks really for watching this far. I really appreciate it, and a sub to the channel would really make my day, so please do consider doing that. It's just a click of a button. Yeah, so this we're going to make a slight radius, but to account for that we'll have to make this, yeah, that's okay, I guess. I'm going to combine these and they'll probably go away. Yep, that looks fine. Alright, so the iconic back of a Nissan Skyline, it's the two red lights on each side. So we're going to start by completing the back, and actually let's just quickly check to see how it's looking. It's not bad actually, it's getting there, it's definitely getting there. Why does this wheel seem so much bigger than that one? Is it just me? I'm going to push this one in a little. Yep, that's better. Okay. Alright, the big one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a Taurus. Steps is already on maximum. I'm going to put this on 90. And obviously make it red because it's the rear light. Alright, we're going to make this 5, I think. That would work. Okay, so this would be better for the, actually we're going to make this 8, and then make this 8. And then next to it, we're going to make this 3, 4 actually, and then also make this 4. Actually 5 would work better. Yep, that's good. And then we're going to copy it, put it right here on the other side, and then copy this one too. Okay, so push this in a little bit. And on the back, sorry, here, there's the lights in the middle. So I'm just going to use a sphere. Five actually, and 5. So we're going to make this red. and then move this across by, just going to make it slightly larger, there, 6. That covers the entire thing now. We're going to move this over to the other side. There. Alright, now copy paste over here. Just make it a bit smaller. Can make this orange, as in the picture. There. So as I mentioned, obviously before we were doing the doors, there's this part, so we're just going to add this in. Okay, we're going to combine those, and then make this 0.01, 90, and pull this up. Okay, and then we're just going to move this over to this side. Okay, we're going to move this up slightly, and this one too, and then there we go. Oh no, that was a big accident. There, we're going to, this wasn't perfectly aligned, so I'm going to move it down a bit. There, that's better. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You guys can add the final part if you want, but I'm just not going to right now because of time. So we're going to try to keep this video as short as possible. I could go on and make it much better, but I don't want to upload a 3-hour video or 5-hour video onto YouTube. So this is going to be the rear light, the one at the very top of the middle part, if you get what I mean. This one. So make it a little bit smaller. There. And then we'll put the badging in a bit later. So actually what I want to do now is put the skyline lettering. But first I'm just going to... The bottom is not looking very good at all right now. So I'm just going to get one of the holes and cut it out this way. That's better. So we're actually going to add in some of those lines by cutting parts out. There. There, so I'm slightly exaggerating it, but I think it would look a bit better this way on TinkerCAD, at least. There, yeah. So the exhaust pipe. For the exhaust pipe, I'm just going to get a cylinder, and I'm going to cut another cylinder out of it. Pretty simple, really. Okay, I'm just going to make this 18, and make that 18. make this a hole, make it a bit taller, and there. There you go. We're going to make it black. I'm going to do 85 degrees actually, not 100. You know, no, 75. Because it's kind of pointed upwards. There. That looks fine. Actually, I'm going to just tilt it a little bit this way. So 80 degrees total. Well, if I had just done it originally. Okay, so then this area where the license plate goes. There. And then I'm going to put the license plate here. Make this 12 and make this 5. There, and as I mentioned, now I'm going to do the skyline lettering. So what I'm actually going to do is use the text. I know it isn't very good, but just type in skyline, and I'm going to use sans and kind of squash it too. Well, first I have to make it really small. There. So I'm going to squash it a little. There. Gonna just do this there, and then pop it there. Oh dear, okay. Actually, it didn't go as planned, so gonna move it across once. Actually gonna make it a little bit longer. Okay, and we'll put in the badges at the end. So yeah, this is pretty much the base structure of the vehicle. So we're going to work on the roof, and then finally the interior, and then just do a few final little bits at the Okay, so now we got this part. Where's it gone? Here. So we're going to do the roof. So we're going to start by a box, obviously. So yeah. And it stretches all the way to the end. So where is it? It's here. It goes into the back of the vehicle too, so let's see, just until the wheels. So yeah, that's perfect. And then yeah, just until the bonnet. So kind of like this. We're going to want to make it as smooth as possible, so let's try that. So first I'm just going to tilt this part. There you go. Okay, so we're going to just stretch this across, and no, it's too high. We're going to make this a bit lower. And we're going to stretch this a bit more. That's too much. 15. Okay, we want to put this like this. There. And actually I'm going to give this a little bit of a radius, because otherwise I'm going to regret not doing it at the end, and that will, then I'll have to redo it, and I don't want to do that, so there we go. And the front, obviously. So actually what I want to do is, no, okay, we're gonna just, there you go, and I thought that would happen, so there. You know, I think we're just going to scrap that for now, and we're just going to cut it out and see how it ends up and edit it based on that. Okay, so the bonnet does stretch for a bit more. Actually, no, I think this will be good. We'll just try and see what happens. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough for now. So, now we have to, this is the, okay, let's stretch this a bit actually, and then I'm going to do what I did before, except hopefully this time it will work. Okay. Deflect it. I don't know. We'll see about that. I think we'll keep that for now. So let's just make the roof. The roof is the same color, so we're going to make this blue. Actually, for now we're going to just keep it red, because that helps it stand out so I know what I'm working on. Because otherwise you don't know what's happening, really. Okay. Drag this up. Okay. And then get this one out. Slightly give it a radius. Okay, so yeah, we're going to now, that's good. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the windows. So as usual, I'm just going to start by doing it with this part, and then I'm going to add 2 triangles. That's the quickest way of doing it. No, that's the wrong one. Just make it a little bit higher, not 11, just 10.5, and just actually move it across there. Actually, the fastest way to make a good triangle is to get a box, and then get another box, and then tilt this box 45 degrees. No, that's not working. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm going to get a polygon. Okay, that sometimes works, but it does take a bit of time to do it with the other way I just said. 90 degrees. That just looks wrong. I think there's something wrong with that. Oh yes, okay. It's being annoying. There. Okay. -90 degrees. Make this a hole. -1. 1. There. Make this a little bit longer. Just going to duplicate it, because if you look up here, okay, that's completely different though, so actually I'm going to forget that. That looks great. Okay, actually I think this should be a little bit extended. Okay, so now we're going to actually, oh yes, I forgot to do this. Okay, so wondering, this is just to get the middle part out so we can actually make the inside later. So, yeah, that's good. Okay, so because we're gonna just use a roof. But actually gonna cut that roof in half, but in a slightly different way than usual. We're gonna slightly tilt it because that's what it's like. It's not like a perfect triangle in the actual vehicle. It's it's like slanted, and so I'm gonna slant this a little. Then I'm gonna move this up. Going to combine it with this. And that. Now make this a little shorter. Okay, and the hole. There. So actually that doesn't look that good at the front with that part, so I'm going to I'm going to make this into a 45 degrees. Should work. No. Okay, so I'm just gonna select these and connect them. There you go. And yeah, that's basically the roof done. So now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're gonna stop following the tutorial now, and this took quite a bit of time, so please drop a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. It would make my day if you subscribe. So just a click of a button, and yeah, have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. And if you guys are staying on, then we're going to do the interior now. So I'm just going to move the roof out of the way. Okay, and so I've done this before. If you watch the Dodge Challenger video, it's not that hard to make the seats of the car. So 3, and then we're going to do this 3, and then this is 90 degrees. And then I'm going to duplicate this. Alright, so here. Okay, so we're going to make this black, make this black, and the middle part brown. Combine this. Mm, 60 degrees, 10 degrees, and just move this here. And I'm just going to make this into the headrest. Normally I would add cylinders, but I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, because some of the other videos that we've been doing have been taking like literally hours to do, and also have been hours long on YouTube, and we don't want them to be that long. So yeah, okay, there we go. That's basically the seat done. Alright, it's a little bit too tall, so we're just gonna a bit too long and wide. Okay, duplicate it and put it over here, and then gonna just put this the compartment that you get in the middle. Okay. Okay, so now we can do the steering wheel. So basically, it's really easy. It's really hard to do the steering wheel when you like start miniature. So what I like doing is just making it really big, doing it then, and then sizing it down, so I don't have to enter in any fiddly numbers on my keyboard. So okay, I'm just gonna make these with 60. And then in the middle, I will put 3 boxes, which I'll connect together in the middle. Like, it's not that intricate, but hey, I'm trying to save time, so... okay, there. Gonna turn this 45 degrees. Duplicate it, and then right there. So we're just going to make this black, and we're going to combine it, and that's a very simple steering wheel, done in basically a minute. Right, we're going to tilt this 70 degrees. Okay, and there we go. Let's just quick. Don't be annoying. And that's a pretty simple interior in a Nissan Skyline GTR. So, the final touch is going to be the spoiler, well, the rear wing. So, if you look at the picture, it has a wing at the back, there, and it's not a huge wing, so we're just going to make a relatively modest one. Alright, so, first of all, I'm just going to make the block. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to put it here. It's about the length of the car. Then we're going to get this, make it, we're going to say 1. And it has that little thing on the edge. Okay. Okay. So, there we go. That should work. By the way, once we upload this onto the channel, this project, it will go on the our TinkerCAD. So the link will be in the description. So just go and click on that if you don't want to do the actual project, but you just want to get the finished one. Then you can get it there. Or if you haven't any problem with any of the segments. And there we go. Let's just make it. What color is it on the actual car? It's the same color. So I'm just going to make this blue. I'm actually going to make it dark blue. And there we go. Finished. This is a Nissan Skyline GTR R34 Nismo V-spec from 1998. And I'm going to just quickly add the logos on. And then we're done. And I think it looks actually pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to add the logos in now. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to click import and then drag and drop it. So I'm going to drag and drop from my desktop. You can also click choose a file if you want. So I would suggest if you haven't done this, go online and look up GTR logo. For example, I've done GTR and Nissan. What you're going to do is you're going to want to go to online convert, online-convert.com, and then click convert to SVG, and then you drag and drop it and you download it, and then you can import it here. So I'm going to start with the Nissan logo. I don't like how it puts 100 because otherwise it always ends up being giant, so just add 1, and it always ends up in the middle of the work plane, so should be under the car. And it might take some time to process it, and because the Nissan logo it's a bit complicated because of all the shadow, it will take a bit of time. And it has the Nissan logos at the back, so in the meantime, GTR's only in the front, but there's both in the back. This is taking a lot of time. I'm just going to move the car out of the way. There. Finally. So you see it's a kind of a complicated logo, so yeah. And then I'm going to go and get the GTR logo. Oh wait, whoops. Import 1, and then import. There, so GTR. Because obviously the GTR logo, it has silver and then red. I am going to just cut off the top, and then for here I'm going to cut off the bottom, so I can make this silver. I think it's silver and red, yeah, and then make this red. So we're going to make these the same. Multicolor, we're going to group them, and then we're going to pop it at the front of the car. So actually let me just make a copy. Okay. There. Okay, and then actually I think it would just be easier to copy this. And then so it's going to go at the bottom right. Well, not bottom right, but not in the middle, because that's where the Nissan logo goes. There. By the way, Nissan, thank you for creating the GTR. Just quickly say thank you, because it's such an awesome car. Okay. .1, just so it protrudes. There. And then finally the Nissan logo, and then the car is fully complete. I would have added some more, but I'm going to keep this short. So, it's more greyish. Okay, 90 degrees. It's way too big, obviously. So, there. Well, it's kind of oval shape, so we're gonna do it like this and put it this way. There we go. Still a little bit, yeah, that's better. So put this in the middle. There. Wait. Yeah, it's much smaller actually, so I'm just going to, come on. Oh no. And there we go. I'll just move it back in the center. And there. A Nissan Skyline GTR R34 Nismo, the 1998 model, V-spec. I absolutely love this model. It's actually my favorite model of GTR, of Skyline. So just actually comment down below which one yours is. And yeah, thanks for watching. This was actually because of a request in the comments I made this video. So if you would like me to make a car, please do let us know in the comments. Similar for XD or whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. A sub to the channel would be absolutely super. You have no idea how much it would mean to me. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.